If you're a U.S. citizen or resident, green card holder, you have to pay taxes to the U.S. government on your worldwide income. Whether you live in the United States or not, you have to report a lot of stuff and pay taxes on a lot of stuff, and that's what I'm going to go through in this video. As a U.S. citizen myself, I have reviewed a lot of these rules, and as a tax practitioner, I see them in practice and I prepare the forms that are required for my clients every year, all the time. And it's true. If you are a U.S. citizen, you have to pay tax on your worldwide income. Sure, you can get credits for income earned and other income taxes paid in other countries if you earn the income there. But you have to have your company structured in a very specific way to avoid double taxation because from the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, which was recently enacted in 2018, those laws made it much more complicated. So I'm gonna talk about a couple informational reporting things, and then we'll jump into income taxes. So I want to take a step back. So first of all, you have to have the foreign bank account reporting, the FinCEN Form 114. If you have bank accounts which together were valued over or held over $10,000 in total value at any point during the year, you have to file this foreign bank account report, and that's reporting all your foreign bank accounts. If you have an entity, any kind of entity in a foreign country, whether it's a corporation or an LLC, an SA, an SES, an SL, whatever kind of company it is, there's some kind of report that you would have to file, especially if you own it 100%. If you own foreign, and that would be if you own a foreign corporation, it's Form 5471, a foreign partnership, Form 8865, for a foreign disregarded entity, Form 8868, a foreign trust, 3520. Let's see, if you get foreign gifts, you have to report those, if only if they're over $10,000. If you have foreign mutual funds or passive investment company investments, and this could be a 5% investment, it could be a 2% investment. That's Form 8621, a PFIC. If you are a U.S. company, corporation that's owned by a foreign person, you have to file Form 5472, and that's a little different from the personal standpoint. But all of these forms that I've talked about, the 5 forms, the 8 forms, they all have large civil penalties if you don't file them. The 5471 is a $25,000 per form penalty. It's very complicated to file. It's it's very complicated. It's like a really long form, and it's very confusing. And the new laws just made it even more confusing. So if you own a foreign corporation, you need to look into if you have to file this form or not. And if you don't file it, $25,000 automatic penalty. If you file late, automatic penalty. It's the same for all of these forms, and they're very complicated forms. I haven't met a client that's tried to do it themselves or successfully tried to do it themselves. And I don't really even like doing it myself. I'm just making the video to give some context because I usually talk about non-residents who are using U.S. companies because, first of all, it's easier work for me and it's just less crazy. I stopped doing a lot of work I don't stop doing it, but I'm not looking for many U.S. clients who are abroad. It's not my market. I don't want that many of these clients because the work is so complicated. And I have a handful of clients that have these issues. I do work on it a lot and I stay up to date with the laws, but in terms of like practically applying and spending my time doing tax returns, I'd rather not because it's really complicated. There's a lot of things to consider when you're doing this. And if you do it right, you don't necessarily have additional tax liabilities. In fact, if you do it right, you could pay less taxes than if you lived in the US. And that's from the foreign earned income exclusion, Form 2555, and again, the foreign tax credit, which if you do it right, if you're in Europe and things like that and you have a job, you generally won't have a US tax to pay. It's mostly for the business owners and the entrepreneurs and the people who have all like companies and things like that where it gets really complicated. But if you have a regular job or if you have a small, simple company and you pay yourself, there shouldn't be a problem. If you want to invest in foreign real estate, again, shouldn't be a problem. You just have to take the time to make sure you structure it right, plan it right, and set it up right. And it all depends on the jurisdiction, like where you're investing. If you're investing in certain countries, it's better to use a certain type of company for the local laws, because first you want to protect your investments, and then you want to deal with U.S. taxes. And obviously you want it to merge and have it both taken care of. Um, So, I mean, I could sit here and keep listing forms all day for US citizens who live abroad, but the moral of the story is if you have a job and make any money, you have to file. If you have foreign companies or foreign bank accounts with money in them, you probably have to disclose it. And in summary, you should get professional advice if you're in any of these circumstances. I would get a second opinion and I would just go through it to make you have it set up right, because there are ways to lower your taxes and to, you know, save money, but it's not going to be a shortage of forms. You're going to be filing more forms than ever. So I hope you found this helpful. I know it's just like kind of an overview and awareness video, but I want to keep your spirits up. Know that, yeah, sure, you can invest in things outside the US, and also definitely you can have foreign companies and be successful. And you can also use these to lower your global tax. Just know that you're going to have to tell the IRS about every single step of the way because of the way that the laws are set up here. So I hope this video was helpful. If you wanted to have this discussion with me, schedule a call. I'd be happy to talk with you, and I will see you on the next video. I hope this was helpful.